So I thought I would just go through some of the Q1 numbers as we're now at the end of Q1, and just see where we are in terms of what we've done and how that relates to our performance last year and kind of generally. So if we look at our monthly sales volume, 2020 we sold 216 houses in the year. At the end of March, we were on 39 properties. That was a record year until last year, where we sold 288 houses. As at the end of March, the end of Q1, we were on 54. This year, 83 houses. So that is a 54% increase, Q1 versus Q1 last year. That, in terms of revenue, translates as follows. So 2020, 1.5 million thereabouts for the entire year, and about 280,000 at the end of Q1. Last year, our record year, 400,000 just under, as at the end of Q1. This year already, 650,000 in revenue or tax, which is amazing and won't come as any surprise to you when you look at just how busy you've been and how many clients there are, and the general mayhem and madness. 49% increase in revenue this year versus last year. Amazing. In terms of the number of agents who are carrying out that work and selling those houses, this is the breakdown of agents since January 2020. So we started all those many years ago on 53, and we're now up to 67 agents. But this quarter, compared with the quarter last year, we've seen an 8% increase in agents. So not a massive increase in the number of agents, certainly not relative to the increase in the number of sales. And this is the kicker, as I think they say. Number of live properties on the website that our team has. So again, going back to January 2020, we were at nearly 1,350. I mean, I think before that we were up to 1,800 in the dim, dark, distant past. But now, as it currently stands, 772 live properties. So 25% decrease since the end of March last year, which won't come as any surprise to you because you know how difficult it is finding houses. The fact that we're selling loads, of course, has an effect on stock. But it's just kind of give you another focus on what it is, why it is we need to find more properties as soon as possible. Good news, on the other hand, is that the average fee per sale took a bit of a hit 2017, 2018, around the kind of Brexit time, has been increasing steadily since then. That number in 2022 is the completed sales and sales currently in the pipeline, so that will change by the end of the year, but you can see it's definitely on an upward trend. Buyer nationality, again, this is 2022 pipeline and completed sales. 2% Belgian, 3% American, which is interesting. Don't normally get that many Americans. 5% Dutch, they seem to be coming back to the market quite heavily. 5% others, your Swiss, your Australians, etc. 40% French and 44% British. So pretty much even split on the French-British buyers. Compared to 2016, when 81% of our sales were to British buyers. So you can see how the market has changed since then. In terms of sales by price band, this shows how many sales we were doing in the specific price bands per year. So in 2020, for example, 64% of the houses we sold were under 100,000, 26% were between 100 and 200, 7% 200 and 300, and 2% in 300 plus. What usually happens is that you can look at the kind of the mandate split as well, and it usually turns out that we've got more houses in the higher price bands where we don't sell as much. But this is to kind of give you an idea of what is predominantly selling, so the kind of things you ideally would be mandating, although in this market you take anything at any price, to be honest. So last year, that became to 57%, 0 to 100. Stayed pretty static in the 100 to 200, a little tick up in the slightly more expensive houses. This year, again, pipeline and completed sales combined, you see that drop of 47% in the 0 to 100 category, and an increase to 40% in the 100 to 200. Two higher prices staying kind of fairly stable. So that's basically a 10% shift from properties under 100,000 to properties between 100 and 200,000. So that is predominantly the French buyers. So that's pretty much it. As usual, any questions, give me a shout. Anything you want to know, give me a shout. Any stats you would like specifically, then let me know. Okay, cheers.